Julia, I feel like your kids are kind of at the sweet spot for the book, and I understand you read it with them. So maybe what was their takeaway, or kind of what conversations did it create with your family?
We read it a couple of years ago, so at that time they
But
would
you
have
guys
been...
literally would read it out loud?
Yeah, well, I read it myself, and I was so taken that came back from the trip that I had read it on, and it became our nighttime book to read before bed. And it's interesting because the three of them, I have 2 boys and a girl, and they often will like a book in different ways.
But at the same time?
Yeah, so we read it
that's
together
good.
and you kind of
But
think
they're
like...
appreciating something different?
Yeah, or sometimes
something.
maybe one doesn't have as much enthusiasm for the story as somebody else does, and this was something that had everybody just absolutely captivated, and it was every night, sometimes
What
maybe
age
you would
were
play a
they?
game. So they were 8
Okay.
and 10, and it was never an option at night to do anything but read the book. Nobody wanted to play a game instead or do this instead. It was read the book.
I know both of you have siblings in the industry, but kind of what did that look like within your guys' life as far as your parents kind of hopefully giving individual attention to each kid in your family, or how does that look maybe with what you're trying to do with your families?
Well, you don't want to play favorites. Yeah.
Well, you don't want the ones that aren't being favored to know that you're... That's really the key.
That really is. Yeah.
But I kind of make that a little bit of a joke because with 3 kids, it's, you can't divide yourself by 3, and I'll say, I don't have any favorites. And I do it to all 3 of them, so it's just to know that you're aware of it. I think as a parent, the best thing you can do to your kids is let them know that you're blowing it, or just doing the best you can. So I think that puts everybody on the same page.
And I loved seeing a family that loves each other on screen, and that's, supportive, but still figuring out what that looks like, especially from a parenting perspective.
Julia kind of had, there was one day where before we went up to Vancouver where she had everybody over, and I think kind of, meeting her family and sort of seeing her as a mom, and I think all that stuff, helped. And also just kind of, I think sometimes there's, parents I notice is sometimes have like a fake voice that they talk with the kids. And you don't have a fake voice, where it's just a little bit too kind of sentimental, or now we're going to teach some lessons. That it feels more like I think real family if you go another direction.